Welcome back. We're here at Okonjima. It's a lovely afternoon. It's a little bit cloudy. Temperatures are just slightly dropping. And we are here with Kelsey. She is the Pangolin Researcher here at Okonjima Nature Reserve. Today we are aiming at finding a pangolin and just re-tagging it. We'll just get word from her later after she tries tracking or how far we are. So we'll go along and see where this pangolin is actually hiding from us.
Okay, so this is the burrow. So it's somewhere under the ground here. Before I can check anything, we've got to check that there's no warthogs. They can be pretty dangerous. I usually throw like a rock or something down the hole. It's just big pieces of. Let's see. I'm gonna try and stand behind a bush. Just make sure that if there's something in there, it comes out. I think we're safe. The warthog should have come out by now. Saki, do you want to come with me and we'll see what we can find? So with the mortality signal, we could find the tag broken off of the pangolin. We could find a dead pangolin, or we could find a sleeping pangolin, and that means it slept so still for 12 hours it has not moved the tag at all. But because it's been mortality yesterday and again today, I think that the tag has fallen off the pangolin. So usually we try and check together just in case anything does come out. So this is the time when you definitely don't want a warthog to come out. But it curves. So the tag was coming off from down there, and it goes about 1.5 meters straight back, and then it curves. So I'm gonna have to maybe go in. All right, let's see if I can see around the corner. Oh yeah, I don't think so. Oh. In there. Okay, it's it's way too deep and it gets too narrow to go any further. If it's mortality again tomorrow, we might have to excavate the burrow to get the tag back. The pangolin has a GPS tag on it, so that means that we don't think the pangolin is dead because the GPS tag is moving. But right now I can't get a point because it's underground. The pangolin isn't coming out for maybe a couple of hours. Last night we tried to find this pangolin and we didn't find him, but we did find his GPS tag moving. The last point that our GPS tag checked in was at 2 a.m. over 10 kilometers from here. So it's not likely that the tag is on because now we still have a mortality signal. When this happens, we want to retrieve the transmitter because they do cost a lot of money, but it's also important for us to see what happened so we can learn what happened and hopefully improve the design or figure out the faults. When we dig into a burrow, obviously the pangolin had used this burrow. He could someday use this burrow again, as well as other animals such as porcupine, warthog, aardvark, all of those little animals. And so we don't want to do big damage to the burrow. So I can actually locate where under the ground the transmitter is. And then we will only open as little as we can to try and get the transmitter back. So I'm gonna scan and see where underground it is, and then we'll start digging to see if we can open a hole in the tunnel or the chamber from the top and get it that way, because this is obviously too deep and too narrow to fit into. Okay.
So we were trying to open now. We are trying to search the tag where it is. Maybe it's somewhere around. Then we are searching it out from here. Oh, there we go. There it is.
Okay. All right. So we've got the tag.
We got the tag now.
Yeah, it's really amazing how precisely we can find a tag. So if you look at the hole, it's very small, and we try and do it this way because it's important that we're not ruining the burrow. A lot of animals use these burrows. You know, pangolin, aardvark, they don't use the same burrow every night all the time. A lot of other animals use these for refuge, not just as safety, but also like a temperature refuge.
Very close.
We finally stopped at this location because we got a signal that sounds very close. This pangolin is incredible. It's a beautiful animal. It's scaly. It looks prehistoric. So when we find it, you'll love to see this. We'll follow Kelsey, and then she'll lead us to where the pangolin is. And from there, she will do her thing. And as she does it, we will actually show you everything unfolding. Right, we are in this bush now. There's a lot of tall grass, thick bushes, and we are actually looking for this pangolin. The signal is quite good this side, this direction, close to them. So Kelsey just found it under the bush just behind me. So we're gonna go there and see what it's doing. Well done.
As you guys have been with me the past week, you've seen that we've had some problems with tags breaking, antennas breaking. So we replaced her transmitter, VHF transmitter, with a transmitter that has a cable tie over the antenna in hopes to protect the antenna, because as much refurbishment as we can do, if the antenna breaks, we cannot fix that. So I swapped those tags out, and then the GPS UHF transmitter was removed. Unfortunately, all of those transmitters are coming to the end of their life. Another unfortunate thing from coronavirus, we were supposed to get another batch in April. We predicted these tags to go through April, and now the batteries are dying. So that transmitter, I picked up an alarm on the tag, which means the battery life is over. So I must remove the tag, and to get any more data from that, I have to send it back to South Africa for them to extract. So I wanted to remove the tag because I have to send a shipment out, and it's better if I can get the data off that tag, the sooner the better. And so I left the bolt on there because we hopefully have some new funding coming through that we can hopefully buy another round of GPS UHF transmitters. As I explained to you that day we did the GPS UHF refurbishment, those tags are so important for us because I can get her locations when I'm not following her. So I haven't seen her in almost a month. And if her tag's been dead that whole time, that means I'm not getting any data if the GPS tag is dead. So hopefully we get some more tags, and yeah, that's what we did with her today. We also took weight and circumference as part of our regular monitoring.
Okay. What was the weight?
Well, I didn't do the math yet.
Okay.
She was 10.27 minus the sling minus the tag. Yeah, minus the tag. She's just over 9 kilos, but I didn't subtract
over 9,
everything
okay.
yet.
It's okay.
It's an average female weight,
Okay.
a bit on the low side.
You were also looking in between the scales and then blowing there. Were you blowing good luck charms from predators, or
No,
what was that for?
so while they're foraging in this thick, dry grass, they get a lot of grass seed stuck under the scales. And what I'm looking for is actually to see if she has any ticks or mites. So I'm looking for parasites. If there are parasites, I collect a sample of each kind that I see for our records, so we can also have this ongoing kind of view into when do they have parasites and what kinds of parasites that they have. It's pretty clean, but usually getting deep into the winter time, when it's very cold, they will start to get some parasites.
Okay. What is the conservation status of these pangolins regarding IUCN?
Well, there's a couple different statuses that are important to know about. The IUCN status for pangolin depends on the specific species.
Okay.
And it's assessed usually every couple of years, or if there's a drastic reduction in population. For the pangolin that we have here, it's the Temminck's ground pangolin, Smutsia temminckii, and the status is listed as vulnerable with a decreasing population. There's a big note in the fact that we don't know populations, but because of trafficking and poaching, it's decreasing. Out of the 8 species, most are critically endangered or endangered. There are just 2 that are listed as vulnerable, but it's also known that we don't know enough to really make much of a statement. As far as an important status to know is that they're all protected under the highest level of CITES. And CITES is the organization that makes regulations on trade. And so they're listed as Appendix 1. All pangolin species are Appendix 1, and that's the same level of protection as for rhino or elephant. So it's just as illegal to traffic a pangolin as it is for rhino horn. And any species given that status is believed to be threatened with extinction in the future because of the trade.